Good evening, everyone. The time is now 5:28. Everything is live, and the mics are transcribing.
So when after we do the pledge and stuff like that, I just want to take a second and say I want to introduce a new employee.
Everything good?
Yeah. Yes.
How about Roy? Talk to Roy.
Yeah, man. This because you want to be on time, you know. Having the appointed time of 5:30 arrived, I would like to call the Tuesday, May 13th, 2025 Committee of the Whole to order. Would you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Chairman, hold up a second, please. One second.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
We're not recording, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Clerk, would you please take the roll?
Alderman Cox. Present. Alderman Gregory.
Here.
Alderman Williams. Alderman Rockford.
Here.
Alderwoman Purchase.
Here.
Alderwoman Natriano.
Here.
Alderman Carlson.
Here.
Alderwoman Conley.
Present.
Alderman Donlin.
Here.
Alderman Hanauer.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Clerk, I understand you have something you want to tell us about?
I'd like to introduce a new employee to the clerk's office, Jadacia Gillespie. Stand up, please. She's our new Wonder Woman in the clerk's office.
That's right.
Welcome.
All right. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. I would accept a motion for the approval of the April 29th, 2025
So
committee
moved.
meetings.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Madam Treasurer, this is the first committee, so I would ask you for a treasurer's report.
Thank you, Chair. The Treasurer's Report for the Corporate Fund for the month of April. The beginning balance is $58,530,617. We took in total receipts of $11,406,241. We had total disbursements in the month of April totaling $10,135,830, which left the corporate fund ending balance in the month of April at $59,855,027. The ending general fund balance includes $10,323,663, which is the April ending balance for ARPA money. That concludes my report, Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as submitted.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any presentations? I don't see any. Corporation Counsel, I understand there's a need for executive session. Would you like to do that now?
We can do it at the end of the meeting if you prefer. But if the council wants to move to go into exec now, we can. We typically do it at the end.
Your call.
I would prefer we just knock it out so we can keep rolling.
All right, let's do it.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Corporation Counsel and Mr. Chair, I'd like to make that motion, but with the assistance of Corporation Counsel on the proper citation.
So we're going to be going into executive session under exemptions 2C5 and 2C6 of the Open Meetings Act. That's to discuss the purchase of real property for use by the city and setting the sale price of real property.
Make that motion, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
I'm just playing.
Welcome back, everyone. I want to remind you that the mics are transcribing and we are live.
Chuck, you ready? Okay.
All right. I would, we already had a, yep, motion to reconvene.
Second.
Second. It's been moved and seconded to reconvene. Any discussion on that? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you for that, number 10. Next, we have the ordinances tabled or remaining in committee. Mr. Clerk, could you please read those ordinances?
None, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Okay, we'll move on. Ordinances for CWLP.
Ready, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, sir.
CWLP 2025-181, an ordinance accepting proposal UE 25-40 with Baker Tilly Advisory Group LP for the Community Solar Project Planning and Development Project in an amount not to exceed $99,250 and authorizes supplemental in the same amount for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent. Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Is there any discussion on that matter? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-182, an ordinance accepting bids and authorizing contract UE 25-02-64 anhydrous ammonia for Dahlman Power Plant for a 3-year period with Brandt Dealer Support LLC in the amount not to exceed $1,400,000 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-183 is an ordinance authorizing the purchase of new relays for various substations from Swetzer Engineering Laboratories, Inc., in the amount not to exceed $69,359.16 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move to consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-184, an ordinance authorizing purchase for a new truck from Athlov Ford cells from a third-party cooperative purchasing agreement with Sourcewell in the amount not to exceed $124,749 for the Office of Public
Move
Utilities.
for consent. Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion on the matter? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-185, an ordinance authorizing the purchase of a new truck from Olath Ford Inc. Sales from the third-party cooperative purchasing agreement with Sourcewell in the amount not to exceed $131,125 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-186, an ordinance authorizing three-year agreement with Sentinel Technologies, Inc. for amount not to exceed $196,651, always connected technology support for the Office of Public Utilities and the Springfield Police Department.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
2025-187, an ordinance authorizing supplemental appropriation in the amount of $611,663 for a purchase of equipment not received by the end of FY25 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-188, an ordinance approving personnel service agreement with Ricer LP for the provide third-party reporting services in relation to the cross-connection control program for the Office of Public Utilities.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion on this matter? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-189, an ordinance approving payment in the amount of $40,000 to the Sangamon County Soil and Water Conservation District for Lake Springfield Maintenance and Restoration Program in the Lake Springfield watershed for the fiscal year 2025 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Motion for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-190, an ordinance authorizing approves the intergovernmental agreement with the State of Illinois Secretary of State for installation of water main in order to provide water service to 2701 South Dirksen Parkway in the amount not to exceed $390,000 for the Office of Public Utilities.
Motion for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Public Works, 2025-191, a resolution requesting temporary closure of portion of Illinois State Route South 6th Street from St. Joseph to Adlai Stevenson Drive for the Church of the Little Flower Men's Club and Festival for May 23rd, 2025 for the Office of Public Works.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Discussion.
Sorry. I thought you was gonna, motion to withdraw it.
Well,
before that.
I was gonna, we'll get there.
Discussion. Alderman Cox.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I had a conversation with a representative of the men's club at Little Flower yesterday. He has asked that this resolution be withdrawn. And I'm not sure, Mr. Counsel, if there's a specific way that has to be done, but this was the only way I figured made sense.
Withdrawn or hold? Who made the motion to, who made the motion for consent?
I think Mr. Hanauer, somebody over there.
Can you,
I don't care.
Can you withdraw?
Jim, do you care?
No, motion to withdraw.
You want to
Or
withdraw
let's just-
or hold?
Let's hold it just in case. Is that all right?
Yeah, I think it should be held. So if you
Make motion to hold.
withdraw your motion for consent,
Withdraw my motion.
and then a motion to hold it in
Second.
So the consent has been, motion and second to withdraw. Now we have a motion to hold this motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I got a second
Who
to
was
hold
the
it.
second, Mr. Chairman?
Me.
Okay, thank you.
Me, Jim.
All right. And now we have a motion and second to hold it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, I'm just making
Thank you,
sure.
Mr. Chair. Sorry for the confusion.
No problem at all, no problem at all.
2025-192, an ordinance accepting lowest responsible bid and authorizing execution of a contract, PW 260301, with Complete Asphalt Service Company for the amount, for the FY 2026 crack filling and mastic program in the amount not to exceed $354,000 for the Office of Public Works.
Move for consent. Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the consent agenda. Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
2025-193, an ordinance accepting lowest responsible bid and authorizing execution of contract PW 260302 with Microsurfacing Contractors LLC for the 2026 microsurfacing and slurry contract in the amount not to exceed $1,092,350 for the Office of Public Works.
Motion for consent, Mr. Chair.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
General City Business, 2025-194, an ordinance approving the appointment of Nicholas Zumo, Fire Chief of the Springfield Fire Department, effective May 17, 2025.
Move for debate.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the debate agenda. I do know that Mr. Zumo has a pre-planned vacation, but he is planning to be here next weekend. Am I correct? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-195, an ordinance approving the appointment of Joseph Bill as Chief of the Springfield Police Department, effective May 31, 2025.
Move for debate.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for debate. Any discussion on this?
Rockford.
Come on. You'll make next week shorter.
Good
Good
Oh, I
evening.
broke it. First thing I did. Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead. Anyone have any questions for the chief?
Tell us about yourself.
You want to know about myself?
So chief, go ahead.
excuse me, go ahead.
Do your thing.
Okay. Been on the department 18 and a half years. Been more than blessed. The fact that I'm even standing here is just remarkable. Never in my career did I ever think that I would be standing here talking to you all about potentially being the chief of police. So I'm honored to be here and standing in front of everybody here, and I thank the mayor for the appointment. Been 18 and a half years. I've done several different things on the department. I've held positions in the community relations as far as being a neighborhood police officer. I've also done some time in criminal investigations division. I spent a lot of time out of our training academy in administrative services, not only as a sergeant, but as a lieutenant as well. So from there, I got promoted to commander. I was a commander for 2.5 years in the field operations division. Last September, I was promoted up to the assistant chief, which is where I am currently, and I stand in front of you today, potentially to be the next chief. So I attended the FBI National Academy in January through March 14th. I graduated from the FBI National Academy. During that time there, my studies were in community engagement and department officer wellness. That was really my, my focus in my studies there as far as academics goes. I hold a bachelor's degree from Illinois State University in criminal justice, and I'm currently enrolled at the University of Virginia to seek my master's degree, which I'm about halfway through.
Congratulations.
All right. Got a few questions. Alderwoman Conley.
Thank you, Chair. And thank you for coming in. We had a great talk. Just kind of want to clarify, because you just talked about, your experience at the FBI.
Sure.
And that emphasis on wellness and officer training. We've obviously been much more, we're hiring now at rates that we've not been able to do for a very long time. So we have a lot of new people coming in, and we have a lot of people who've been there for a while. Could you just kind of talk about some of the things we talked about, where with additional supports for new officers, because it is a difficult job, and the last thing we want is a mistake that could be very, very difficult for our entire community, and just what that role of kind of that how we mentor, how we lead and develop our new officers, and then also how we make sure that we're retaining and supporting in a holistic way all of our officers.
Sure. Part of our conversation was every time I have a staff meeting, whether it's with just the command staff or with our super staff, which is our lieutenants and up, I tell them, I said, part of leadership is ensuring that our officers have everything they need to do their job, not just the uniform, not just the training that they need, but also what they need between the ears, and that's part of their wellness. And if it's not your personal commitment to provide them with all of everything they need, not only just to survive this career, but to thrive not only at work but at home, then you're in the wrong business of being a leadership role in the Springfield Police Department. And I make that my personal commitment, and I expect all of our leaders in our organization make that their personal commitment as well. One thing that I did have an opportunity to study out while at the National Academy was wellness, and to that, I think there's an opportunity, although we've done, I think, a pretty fair job, pretty good job on promoting wellness within our department. I think we can bolster that a little bit more and move the goalposts down the field just a little bit. I would like to look at implementing potentially a clinician or a counselor of sorts in-house to some extent, whether that's once a month, twice a month, whatever that looks like, so that is accessible to our officers whenever that person is in-house. I would love to see that implemented as well. Another thing I would look at is our working on our physical fitness and training and stuff like that. How do we get our officers a little bit healthier, and that gives them more confidence on the streets so we can reduce use of force. And I think those things are critical in the reduction of use of force, which also can lead to just wellness overall in our entire community and better relationships with our community members, between our community and police department.
Thank you, and I think those are fabulous goals. I'd really like, you also, you mentioned one thing that really resonated with me was normalizing that seeking mental health and ensuring your mental health is also a priority. That shouldn't be something that's, a stigma, but it's actually, it's a positive step professionally. I will tell you, to that end, I was out at lunch today and drove past, I think, maybe all of the MPOs on their bicycles.
Yeah.
They looked happy.
Yeah.
Alderwoman, they were in your ward, riding the bike. So, no, I'm excited by this. I'm really very encouraged by this more of a holistic approach to what policing should be, and really making sure that, our community is represented by the best department, and that means, with training and with acknowledgement that it is a difficult job and that we want them to be part of our community in a really very real and meaningful way. So thank you very much for your time, and
You're welcome.
looking
Thank you.
forward to you
Appreciate
stepping up.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Carlson.
Thank you, Chair. Congratulations, Chief Beal.
Thanks, sir.
As an ICU alumni, I know you'll do a great job, so I think Alderman Donlin agrees. And I've had a couple constituents call. Really three areas of concern. Speeding. I think you know this, but
Sure.
I don't know, we've got to, and I know with the increase of police force now, I think we have some sort of maybe small unit of traffic enforcement, but
Sure.
Speeding, closely trailed by Fuchs's long grass. But anyway, whatever you can do there, I mean, I think it's
Just to kind of
a major issue.
Yeah, just to speak to that for a little bit, we have implemented a DUI officer, a full-time DUI officer, so his job is to go out and address drunk driving in our community. So that's his full-time job, as well as our school resource officers. When they come out of the schools, we repurpose those and put them into traffic enforcement. So that is something we're looking at doing again this summer, which bolsters that traffic unit that much more. It's no secret that traffic complaints is the biggest complaint in the city, and we recognize that, and we are doing our best to target those areas off data-driven statistics to ensure that we're putting our officers in the right spots.
I appreciate it. And I got to say, my MPO officer, Davis, does a great job whenever I call. And
He's a great guy.
To do the necessary enforcement, so I appreciate that.
For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alderwoman Notarano.
Thank you, Chair. Good to see you up here. Thank
Sure.
you for considering this position. It's going to be a big responsibility,
Absolutely.
as I'm sure you're well aware. So I was curious to sort of go along with the physical fitness question, and then also Alderman Carlson's speeding question, which is also a very big topic of conversation in Ward 6. If any consideration would be given to the idea of doing like old style walking the neighborhoods for not NPOs, which obviously they operate in the neighborhoods,
Sure.
But actual, units who are on duty regularly, if that would be a consideration.
Yeah, I would never take anything off the table. I think there's absolute value in that. It breaks down the barriers, gets that squad car out of the way, so we can actually have some good conversations with our community members. I will say that, sometimes we're running call to call. Some nights we might run 200 calls for service, so there'll be some obstacles that come along with that. I will say this, and I know it's going back to the NPOs, but our NPO, downtown NPO, they're going to be on the bikes. They're going to be doing walk, in the morning, rush hour during noon hour when people are out getting lunch and stuff like that, and then also after work. So we just had that conversation again last week to make sure that we're bolstering those foot patrols and/or bike patrols, which is one reason why we bought the bikes back. So those guys were initially training on our regular bikes because we've kind of been out of the bike program for a while, but we also have e-bikes that we're bringing in to implement that into our arsenal of patrols as well.
Very nice. And I think we'll probably get some good feedback from the officers on how
For sure.
bikeable our city is.
And that will help us work on our fitness as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, yeah, I think that's it for now. Thank you,
Thank you.
Chair.
Alderwoman Purchase.
Thank you. Well, I was going to wait till the end, but Alderwoman kindly stole my thunder. So I saw them today, and I was so excited. And then I was just smiling at my MPO in the back because I'm hoping he's ready to exercise
He's
this
ready.
summer.
He's
But
be out there
in good
tomorrow.
shape. He's in good shape, though.
Yeah.
So I do want to say on a serious note, again, I was going to wait to the end, but I've known you for a while since I became an alderwoman and built a great relationship with you, and you're getting ready to step into a role where it's getting ready to be the summertime. I had a horrible incident on Sunday night downtown. And so I'm hoping that the foot traffic, being walkable, riding bikes is going to be very proactive, and seeing you in the community as well. I think the building the trust and bridging that gap is going to be really important. And I'm looking forward to working with you because what I saw on Sunday, we have to kind of nip that in the butt right away.
For sure. Yeah, so we have some plans to start doing some walks, some neighborhood walks later this summer after we get past all this and get official retirements and appointments and all that kind of stuff done. So that's definitely on the books and on the calendar. So we look forward to that.
I'm looking forward to those too.
And we'll keep everybody in the loop in case you would like to join us in your particular wards as well.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Alderman Cox.
I think all the other older persons have pretty much hit the nail on the head. First of all, congratulations on the nomination. I think you'll do a great job. I've known you for a long time, and we had a brief discussion a few days ago, I guess, about this. And I don't know if you can kind of just, like I said, we've kind of discussed it a little bit already, but, you know, the idea of community outreach, and I know Chief Scarlett has really put a lot into that, and it's important for our city right now, especially with the events of the last year or so in this area, SPD related or not. So I don't know if you can just kind of elaborate on that a little bit. But again, congratulations, and I look forward to working with you.
Yeah, appreciate it. You know, community policing in general is a cornerstone of modern policing in every police department, and it specifically is here as well. We've been doing that, and I don't plan to change that, and we continue to pick up and move the goalposts further down the field. We want to make sure that we're not just engaging with particular MPOs or, you know, senior staff or what have you. I would like to see all of our officers have the opportunity to have some sort of engagement with our community. I have an idea how we can get that done, and I would love to have some more discussions with my staff and then bring that forward to everybody. But I think there's a value in having all of our officers engaged in a little bit more in the community than it is just a particular, you know, dozen here or there. So, yeah, I would love to see all that. Those community relationships that have been forged by Chief Scarlett and chiefs before us are irreplaceable, and we have to continue those relationships. We have to continue to bolster those relationships and build new ones, and continue moving, like I said, the goalposts down the field. So, look forward to that. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Donlin.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Chief. Again, I'd like to just say, as the others did, congratulations on this opportunity. Appreciate working with you in the past, last night. Thanks for the help on that. The resident that reached out to me, he said he gave me the credit, and I gave you the credit for such a fast response. It is appreciated.
Excellent.
And that was a minor thing. I know there's major things you have to deal with that are much more important, but it is appreciated. Chief, I did want to mention, though, that, you know, and I know the chiefs before you have focused making sure that the training that the officers and potential officers receive regarding I'll just say the various types of responses that they have to deal with. People aren't always in the best condition when they call the police department, and that type of training is so important. I know we've talked about it. You'll continue to focus on making sure that the officers receive that kind of training and know how to deal with the first situations. And that is appreciated. You know, when Alderwoman Purchase and I did a ride-along. I rode along with her to tour Ward 5 a few years ago, and she rode along with me to tour Ward 9. One of the comments that stuck out to me that she made to me was just how geographically big Ward 9 is. And it's not the largest ward. I think 1 and 10 are very competitive, but it is a large area. And, you know, then you throw in the whole city as the entire city. Your officers got a lot of ground to cover physically.
They do.
And, but I would be remiss if I didn't take this opportunity. As you know, we talked about it again last night. There's a couple, actually. One is not in my ward, but one is, it's in Ward 8, but one is in Ward 9, and there's other areas, I'm sure, throughout the city, apartment complexes that are owned by out-of-town folks that don't take care of them. And the neighbors in those areas are growing very impatient and deserve, and I know we have many departments working on this, but the responses that the police have already provided, whether it's putting up cameras, the patrols and things of that nature, to ensure that people that don't belong in these areas, because they are indeed closed out and people can't live in there, they don't get in there and steal copper and create other kinds of havoc, is appreciated. I would just encourage and know I have your support. And continue in those efforts, and it is appreciated.
Sure, and that's why the community, community policing is so important, because we don't have eyes everywhere, and so the eyes are the community members, and building those relationships, having those relationships, and those open dialogue between our community members and the police department, so they can provide us that information and ensure that we are getting to where we need to be in a timely manner. So yeah, we will continue to monitor those
There's a
areas.
young lady in the audience, and I will not point her out, that brought up this very topic to me again, or just before this meeting. So neighbors they're already upset, impatient. I know we're working on a lot of things, but thank you for the efforts, and please continue that.
Yes, sir.
And good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Is there any others want to say anything to potential Chief Buell? How you say it?
Beal.
But I'm gonna mess it up.
Beal.
Buell. All right.
As long as it's not Bell, sir.
All right. I got you. So, congratulations on this opportunity. You know, anytime that you work your way up through the ranks to such a high position, it's a good thing. So I just got a few questions. You spoke on community policing. We spoke on community policing. So I think you can get clear of how important that is to us as a council and as a city for the people who reside in it. Last time we had a discussion with the chief, we talked about upward mobility of minorities on the force into the sergeant ranks. I know we've done some of that. I know some of them who have done that. So now I want to see some of them move into that command staff. I think that's important, or prep and keep moving up the ranks. I think that's important. The MPOs, I think that's important. I know, our area is short one. People give me calls all the time missing the one that we dropped. So that is important. I support that. I think that helps as far as them really getting out and knowing those in the community and relaying that on to those who police the area as well. I look forward to some more conversations. I know me and Chief Scarlett was set, along with the team members that you meet in the community, to meet, and he retired. So I wanna let you get set, and if you get set, you never know with us up here. But I want to let you get set, and I want to finish those. I want to finish those conversations. I want to engage in those things, so we can continue to all work together for a better city. I appreciate you.
Sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any others? All right. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you. All those in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
2025-196 is an ordinance to decrease the number of Class E liquor licenses by one due to the closure of business Hot Pot and Barbecue, Inc., DBA Hot Pot and Barbecue, located at 3050 Lindbergh Boulevard.
Move to consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-197 is an ordinance to increase the number of Class A liquor licenses by one for the Fourth Generation Enterprises, Inc., DBA Office West Bar, located at 4525 Wabash West, Suite A.
Move to consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-198 is an ordinance authorizing payment to Clayton Dennis, a current Springfield Office of Public Utilities employee, for the settlement of workers' compensation claim number 24 WC-006107 in the amount not to exceed $46,097.25.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-199, an ordinance authorizing execution of agreement with Livingston, Mueller, and Bema and Murphy PCs to defend workers' compensation claims for the city of Springfield from March 1, 2025 through February 28, 2026 for the total amount not to exceed $240,000.
Move consent. Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-200, an ordinance approving an agreement with Escher Sites of Mandel Minks LLC, continue to act as the outside counsel in connection with the Springfield Rail Improvement Project for the Office of Corporation Counsel.
Motion for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? I'll say just real quickly, Corporation Counsel, do we have any more information on, as we move along on the 10th Street tracks, on the 19th Street tracks and what they're thinking with that?
For the project itself, I would defer to Public Works, who's handling that. With regard to Ms. Seitz, she's been representing the city of Springfield for several years on our condemnation proceedings.
Okay.
She chose to transfer law firms, and so we're going to be using the same attorney. She's just at a new firm.
Okay. I just was wondering if, I know they'd be involved in that type of stuff, so I just wanted to know if we had an update since this had to do with that rail. Thank you. I appreciate you. It's been moved and seconded for consent. No further questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-201, a resolution adopting downtown Springfield and Mid-Illinois Medical District Master Plan.
Motion for consent.
Second. And any discussion?
Yes.
And Alderwoman Purchase.
Thank you. I see some of my downtown folks in the audience and Executive Director Carlos, if they would like to say anything as well as come into this, Chair.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that question. I will ask for Miss Amy. I know this plan is a comprehensive plan. It's a big plan, and it's a plan that will take, some time, but there's some bright spots in it, some things that we can get rolling on, I understand, so.
Absolutely. Thank
Maybe
you.
this will answer some of the questions and.
Thank you. Let me share a little bit. One thing is, a plan is only a plan on paper. We need to put some things to action. So there is community partnership already engaged. We're looking at focusing more events to promote arts in our cultural district. Again, as you pointed out, Carlos is here, the Executive Director of DSI. That's a big part of it, as well as all of us working together to promote arts in our cultural scene. We're looking at more wayfinding signs. We know that when people come downtown, they need to find their way around, not only to tourist places, but also to our businesses. They want to stay downtown. They want to see what's downtown. And so more wayfinding sign will be going up to navigate the area. The crossing at Jefferson and Madison, safer crossways. Those are something that's been identified again, not just certainly in our office. This is a collaborative effort. Beautification of the area. There's a lot we can all do, from community cleanup. We have many businesses, as you know, Alderwoman, picking up around their businesses. We want to continue to encourage that. Our professional planner and myself had an opportunity to talk to a Boy Scout troop coming up. And one of the things they've asked about is where can they do some service hours? Where can they do some cleanup? So these kinds of things we can bring to the community and all have that opportunity when we're out speaking to groups, because some of them just need to be asked. We can get no's, but some of them just need to be asked. And I know that from my background in nonprofits, the worst you can get is a no. So we're going to go ahead and make those asks and tell people we need your help to make this a better downtown and a better community for us all. More bike friendly. We've been addressing that tonight when we talk about our officers, our NPOs out in the community. But the more bike friendly we can do, we have a lot of that coming when we go from the railway to the greenway, encouraging bikes. But that's something we can definitely do. And then a number of, I could go through the different ones, certainly Director Foos could tell you too, but overlay of a lot of the streets downtown too, looking at, again, we want people coming to this town to see that we're keeping up our streets, we're keeping up our curbs, we're making it easy to find our way around, and you can feel that sense of community when you go downtown or throughout our community. Okay? Some of those things are no cost. Some of those things are certainly costs that we've tried to put into some other department budgets, tried to put in certainly grants, all sorts of things that we can pull together. But it's all of us working together as a community partnership.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Alderman, I'm gonna go Alderman, and then if there's anybody from the downtown, absolutely, they can ask a
Thank you, Chair.
question.
Amy, while you're there, and I think you're the right person to answer this. I mean, you know, we see the migration of these state employees moving out west. I mean, do they even contact you when they're looking for space, or is there any communication between the state of Illinois and your office at all?
We certainly have engaged with a variety of things going on. As we always say, there's certain things we can't discuss, but there is definitely, I can tell you right now, some engagement with some government entities that, rather than move out of the downtown, what can we do with a building downtown?
I mean, I know we have, you know, I think when Mr. Stone was here a few weeks ago, but to me, whatever we can do to encourage that, I mean, I'm, you know, like the others, I'm just, you know, concerned about the future of downtown.
Absolutely.
Everybody's moving out, it seems. I mean, obviously, we have a lot of great things going on, but as long as there's been communication that.
There is. Just
feel
today,
better.
we were talking about the downtown TIF and other, just like anything else, sometimes supply and demand. Now that we have things going on, that we're talking about it, we have numerous people stepping up, talking about what they could do and bring business development downtown, bring visitors downtown, bring employees downtown, bring shoppers downtown, bring diners downtown, all of those things. But we definitely are working and stay in close engagement with people.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Alderwoman, anyone else? Alderwoman Purchase?
Mine's is for Carlos.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone from the downtown district who would like to speak on the master plan, certainly this will be your time.
And while our executive director, Carlos, is coming up, Chair, I just wanted to spotlight the effort that he has put in since he has stepped into this role. And most recently, you and I were together over at CAP 1908. He was over at Kids EM this past Saturday. We were over at the YMCA on 4th Street. And I want to also thank OPID and Director Amy for showing up to all of those events to have a presence there and hear from the community. I think it's huge that he has been breaking down this plan and asking for more community input, especially with him being new in his role. So I just wanted to make sure I thanked you personally and publicly, too, for doing that and taking on the lead and just letting my colleagues know that you're making a big effort to make our downtown a better, successful downtown.
I appreciate that. That really means a lot. Good evening, everyone. My name is Carlos Ortega. I'm the Executive Director of Downtown Springfield, Inc. We focus on the revitalization of our community downtown. We put things on such as the farmers market. We supported the development of Levitt Amp. And as Alderwoman Lakeisha pointed out, we started to really dive deep into the Downtown District Medical Master Plan. It was sitting on my desk for about 2 years when I came into the office of the executive director. And over the last year, really breaking down those different components within the master plan, working with the mayor and other city officials to really figure out what we can do to do what we can with what we have where we are, and try to actually implement some of the things associated with the master plan with the resources that we currently have. And I think that we have one opportunity to actually make a good lasting change within our downtown community, and that is this year. There are a lot of different projects that are wrapping up, such as the Old State Capitol, the overlays from the city of Springfield and Public Works, and really bringing and bridging that divide of where I think we can be as a community and really start shaping the downtown area as that center point of the Springfield, as our capital city. And with that, I am looking forward to showcasing all of these different activities and the outcomes of what we've been working on at our all-member meeting on June 26th from 4 to 5:30 p.m. at the Horace Mann Center, which it's everybody in the community is invited, and I would entertain everybody to show up at that meeting. So be on the lookout, and if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. But I really appreciate the community's input and everyone here's input on making this our downtown very successful in what it can be and is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. And I guess I'll wrap up by saying, for the portion of my downtown of Ward 2. I can assure everyone we're working hard, to along with our administration and Ms. Amy to do all we can to get downtown like I used to, hear about what downtown was like. So I can assure you of that we're willing partners in the success of downtown, and we're gonna keep working. So, all right, appreciate you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, economic development team, for having some things that we can get started on. I think that's encouraging, and if I had a wish, it'd probably be, I don't know if the appetite. No, not Lincoln Fest. I heard about it. I want to go though. I heard about it. I heard how y'all used to party down there. But I think for our younger people, I was in other downtowns, and they had those little scooters where we can get around. I don't know the appetite around here about it, but I think we need to look into it. And
3 people was just on one today.
yeah. I like those. I think it brings something unique for people to get around downtown, and I might even be able to get my colleague Roy on one. So I just wanted to say that. Thank you. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, it's been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Mr. Chair,
2025-202.
I
Mr.
got
Chair.
a point of order there from number 10.
I'd like to request ominous vote on 2025, 202 through 205.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for an ominous vote. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Mr. Chair, could you read those ordinances?
2025-202, an ordinance authorizing acceptance of a proposal, RFP CS 25-41, and execution of an agreement with Case Power for the purchase of city-owned property consisting of one vacant lot at 509 South 13th Street in the amount of $500 for the Office of Budget Management. 2025-203 is an ordinance authorizing acceptance of a proposal from RFP CS 2541 and execution of an agreement with Tyrone Wilkins for the purchase of city-owned property consisting of a vacant lot at 807 South 17th Street in the amount of $500 for Office of Budget Management. 2025-204 is an ordinance authorizing acceptance of a proposal RFP CS 2541, execution of an agreement with Lee Adams for the purchase of city-owned property consisting of a vacant lot at 1607 South 11th Street in the amount of $500 for the Office of Budget Management. 2025-205 is an ordinance accepting a proposal for RFP CS 25-41, execution of agreement with Joseph Davis for purchase of city-owned property consisting of one vacant lot at 1801 East Cook Street in the amount of $2,000 for the Office of Budget Management.
Move for consent.
Second.
Been moved and seconded for consent on the ominous vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-206 is an ordinance is authorizing an intergovernmental cooperative agreement with Sangamon County for animal control services within the city limits and authorizing payment of FY 2025 in the amount of not to exceed $384,095 for the March 1, 2024 through February 28, 2025 for the Office of Budget Management.
Motion for debate.
Second. It's been moved and seconded for the debate. Any discussion on this item? Alderman Conley.
Thank you, Chair. Obviously, this is a back bill that we're looking at here. We're very familiar with the concerns that people have around animal control in the community. It's rampant. I have an area in my ward with a feral cat colony they're taking down geese, which may or may not upset people, I don't know. And I understand and appreciate that the animal shelter has gone to essentially a no-kill kind of a concept. Both of my dogs are shelter dogs or adopted dogs. I think that's a fabulous concept. I will point out that this is a higher dollar amount because that costs more money to house those animals. And I do think it's important as we work with the county moving forward that that they continue to talk with us about major policy changes that have financial impacts that we as Springfield residents are paying for. I will reiterate again, I pay my county fees for the dogs. I also pay my city fees through this way. We as city residents, we are the bulk of the calls, absolutely. We're the bulk of the funding. So I'd like to put it forward for this council to consider as something that we need to talk to the county about. We do not have a seat on the county's public health board. And I know Alderman Hanauer, has different thoughts on how much someone would want to have that position maybe, but I think we need to, we as city residents, we as city fee payers need to have a place on that board. And I think it's something that we, as we move through this next round of talking with the county, again, I'm encouraged by the developments I've seen at the shelter. We're seeing, I think the management has changed. There are some really positive things. I love that we're not seeing animals put down. I mean, that's a big change. And I think there's a lot of positives to celebrate. However, we are a policy deciding body, and I think in that vein, we should have a seat at the table where the county is also making policy decisions around animal control, since it is something that is, I mean, it's not speeding, it's not running red lights, and it's not tall grass, but it's right up there with those top complaints with people, their dogs loose, their cats that aren't being taken care of. And I think I still continue to think it's important that we, as a city, have at least, if not a council member, someone on staff who would be an appropriate seat to participate at that level with the county board. So that's what I'm going to say on this now, Chair. Thank you very much. Alderwoman, thank you for putting it on debate.
No problem.
No, I agree with the debate. I know I had a brief conversation with my colleague before I came here. It was something that he definitely wanted to have conversations with, and he'll be here next week to have those for himself. But I over the last year or two, the calls about dogs have increased even for me in our community. And it's concerning, and I don't think the shelter and that operation is the problem, but there is a disconnect somewhere as far as getting a response at times. One of the calls that I have taken is, people just simply, doing lawn care services for someone getting bit by, a neighborhood dog that and they called and no one shows up to even, come deal with it or look into it or anything for that. And those type of calls are the most disturbing, is when people call and they don't get a response, especially when someone's bit. So we can make sure the dog don't have rabies and all that good stuff. Because a lot of times people don't go to the doctor, might not think it's a big deal, and next thing you know, their leg need to be amputated because they didn't go look at it. So we want to make sure that this process is flowing well. I agree with you. I know we've had that discussion. I've heard Alderman Williams say that. I've heard Alderman Hanauer talk about the difficulties. Former Ward 6 Alderwoman talk about this seat on our county board, and I don't understand why it's so difficult, but hopefully we can continue to push them to allow us there to just share the voices of our community. So I'm in much agreement with that, and thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. It's been moved and seconded for the debate agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-207, an ordinance authorizing payment to Tyler Technologies in the amount of $75,596.23 for an annual maintenance fee for e-crash, e-citations reporting systems for the FY 2026 from March 1, 2025 through February 28, 2026 for the Springfield Police Department.
Move for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-208 is an ordinance authorizing payment to Flock Group, Inc., DBA Flock Safety in the amount of $251,500 for the city's Falcon automatic license plate readers, ALPRs, for February 23rd, 2025 through February 22, 2026 for the Springfield Police Department.
Move for consent.
Motion to amend.
Second.
Sure. Alderman Hanauer would like to introduce the amendment. It's been moved and seconded to move the amendment. Corporation Counsel, could you please touch on this amendment?
So this amendment just cleans up some financing issues on this. There is no supplemental appropriation. It will just be paid out of Police POPR 1507.
Thank you, sir. If I may ask my council members, can we put this on debate and my reasoning for that, not that I'm for or against it, I voted for it in the past. It has some plus, minus things, but we are in process of potentially having a new police chief, and I would hope
Mr. Chair,
those of
Mr.
us.
Chairman, can we vote on the amendment and then put it back
Oh,
on
sure,
debate?
absolutely. It's been moved and seconded for the amendment. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Sorry
Mr.
about
Chair,
that.
I'd like to, as you suggested, change my motion from consent to debate.
Thank you, sir. It's been moved and seconded for the debate agenda.
As amended.
As amended. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you.
Thank you. 2025-209, an ordinance amending Chapter 110 of the 1988 City Code of Ordinances as amended revising Article, whatever that is, Section 110-0600 through 110-609 regarding the increase of ambulances required to be available for the EMS system calls and transport.
Motion for consent.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. All right. It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? If I could just ask for the updates from Chief, just give us some brief updates. I know this is a step forward, something that we need, but just to be clear for everyone, let's touch on it, just a touch.
Yeah, so basically this ordinance updates the ordinance that hasn't been touched in a long time. And I've actually got support here from the ambulance companies. We've been meeting for over the last year to discuss this ordinance and what makes sense for the city of Springfield. What it does is during peak hours, it requires the ambulance companies to have 3 ambulances dedicated to the EMS system as opposed to what had been 2. So that puts 9 ambulances dedicated to EMS, the EMS system on the street during the peak hours. So that's the gist of it. There's some other things that are language changes because, as you can imagine, we refer to things differently now than we did 20 years ago. So a lot of that is cleanup. One of the other changes, too, is we'll continue to review the permit, but all other permits go through the clerk's office. So this permit will be recorded and kept with the clerk's office as opposed to Springfield Fire Department keeping those records. That way it's historically accurate and kept on file with the city, so everybody knows where to go to find that information.
Well, thank you. I'm most interested in seeing how this works, if this alleviates some of our EMS calls or whatever it's aimed to do. You know, I think that would be good for us to look at in the future. So I appreciate
thanks.
it. Thank you. All right, it's been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-210, an ordinance authorizing execution of a service level agreement with Brycer LLC, provided a third-party reporting service act as a file safety third party for tracking and gathering required inspection documentation for the Springfield Fire Department.
Motion
For consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. Any discussion? Seeing no discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-211, an ordinance accepting and authorizing execution of lease agreement pursuant to the RFP FD 25-53 with Stryker Sales LLC and a 8-year agreement with the lease of 23 LifePak 35 cardiac monitoring defibrillators for the amount not to exceed $215,241.64 for the Springfield Fire Department.
Motion for consent.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-212, an ordinance authorizing execution of professional services contract, the amount not to exceed $28,400 for Fast Forwarding Libraries LLC for the development of 3 to 5 year strategic plan for the Lincoln Library.
Consent.
Second.
Been moved and seconded for consent. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it.
2025-213, an ordinance accepting proposal RFP CR 25-23 for general labor renovations in the home repair located at 1933 East Cedar with Monty Construction for the amount not to exceed $74,497.50 as a part of the City of Springfield's My First Home initiative with the Office of Community Relations.
Move for consent.
Second. Any discussion? Any discussion? I'll just say that the gentleman who is doing this, he has a fabulous training center, in Ward 2. He's a Ward 5 resident. He's really, really doing a great job. And this is just an example of the talent that's in our community. He's going to, be redoing a house that somebody's going to own here soon. I just wish we could replicate more of him and the things that he's done. He's made Cheers. He's been on the Steve Harvey Show nationally. He is, I don't know his level of carpentry, but from the looks of the work that I've seen him do, he's a master carpenter. And he's really, really, really good. So I appreciate everyone's support on this and the administration and Ethan. I know he's been working hard at it too. I got to give him credit. I know he has, to see this come through. So thank you.
Sorry, Chair.
All in favor, aye. Hey, listen, I got too much to be saying to be running chair these days. All right, thank you. All right, now we've gotten to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business that is to come before this committee? Alderwoman Conley.
Thank you, Chair. I know I'm chatty tonight. Actually, Alderman Donelan briefly kind of touched on what I wanted to talk about tonight. The situation at Ballyvon Apartments on Washington Street continues to be a huge stress for the neighbors in that area, for the schools. We had an incident last night at Corporation Council. I talked to you about it briefly. I would just like to see, first of all, I'd like to thank the chief for agreeing to put one of our eye in the skies there again. Unfortunately, apparently we have quite a few that are in for repairs, and that's a critical concern. But I'd just like to ask Corporation Council, we do need to have more interaction with the Attorney General's office on the asbestos violation status of that property, what the owner's level of engagement is. If we could, I'd like to get, when you can, or when, I guess maybe when Mr. Fuchs can, a running total of the city's accumulated fees and penalties that have gone on that property. The neighborhood in that area has been dealing, and I've tried to keep it quiet. We've had conversations about it behind closed doors, and just sort of getting updates on this. But those are big buildings, and there's a lot of space in them, and I'm very, very concerned about who's going in and out of those buildings and what's being done in there. The building is not secured. The owner has been has walked his own path to his own tune on what it looks like to be a responsible remodeler of what could have been, maybe it still could be a great site, but I think at a certain point we need to just really acknowledge that those are a huge source of stress and lowering the quality of life for a neighborhood that is trying really hard to maintain it. And with the grade schools, the middle school, and the high school, all right there in close proximity, I'm deeply concerned about what's going to happen at that building. So I would like Corporation Council just as soon as possible an update from the Attorney General's office, clear language on what the city can and cannot do around that property to help with maintaining it, and a very strong message sent to the owner of that property that the methods he's been using to secure it are absolutely inadequate. They're a joke, and we need to see much more proactive efforts taken to actually secure the building, because it's a revolving door there. It's constant, and it's very upsetting for the neighborhood and I'm sure for the schools. I hear less from the schools, but when you get representatives, someone from the convent reaching out with concerns about what's going on across the street from where they live, it's given a lot of time and space on this. I know the state has priority right now, but we need more updates and we need more action over there.
I'll follow up with the state and then with the owner's attorney with these issues.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Alderwoman Notrano, noted.
Thank you, Chair. I have a couple of questions. I think they're probably all for Director Fuchs if he's here.
He tries to hide.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I hear word from my zone manager that he is able to use the app See Click Fix. And I wanted to know when that app would go live for the rest of us.
That's a good question. I think right now we're in a test, and we want to make sure that everything is working properly. I don't think it will be very long. Let me check with the high-tech guys, but I know they've been working on it. They've taken some training, but let me find out and let you know.
Sure. And then would you like to give us a few minutes about what the app, remind us what the app does?
Well, as you know, Public Works is a complaint-driven organization. Somebody
You needed more
complains,
complaints.
and
I
we
just
spring
wasn't
into
clear.
action. This is a much easier and high-tech version of calling and complaining to our receptionist. So you see a problem, you go to our website, you fill it in, you click it, and we do our best to fix it.
Yeah, so, and it will be a mobile-based app that you will be able to take a picture on your phone through the app, and it will use location services to identify where the problem is, and do a lot to help both the folks at Public Works and neighbors who are concerned to highlight problems. So, yes, I'm happy to hear that. Great. So, and another question that I have is the Fifth Street where the repairs are taking place, I guess it's around Cedar or Spruce, is completely blocked off. I hear that there was some unexpected stuff happening underneath the pavement. Do you have an update on that and
Of course, that is
timeline?
an IDOT project. They are in charge of the program. The specificity of what went wrong there, I don't know. I could check with the engineers and be able to get back to you.
Okay. So
Exactly
you-
what happened, I don't know.
Okay, so you don't know how long it's going to be closed or
It's an
anything
IDOT
like that?
project.
Okay, all right, well, thank you anyway. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Alderman Hanauer.
Real quick, to follow up on Alderwoman Conley's, the apartments. Greg, they own a house also, the old daycare there on Washington. And there's two big, I assume they're ash trees, and they're falling down. I mean, every time you go by, it seems like there's another limb that's gone down. Given, now, it's not gonna, school's getting ready to be out, but those things are dangerous. And I don't understand why they can't at least mow that grass over there and take care of that building when, opposite of the apartments, I understand the asbestos in the apartments, but at least, over in that building, clean it up and get those trees down. I mean, they could fall on Washington and that would be a bad thing if a car was going by. Just
That's exactly
would
what I
bring
was.
that up. So
That's
thank
exactly
you.
the kind of updates yeah.
Okay.
Those trees were front in my mind when I'm asking for that. Thank you.
Alderman Carlson.
Thank you, Chair. Director Fuchs. Yes, I think I taught you today more than I taught to my wife. Now, I think the app, answer me this. I know the app is going to be, I guess, for us, the public. Are you still going to have to send out an inspector even once we send in a picture or an issue going on? Does an inspector still have to go out there?
As I said, we are a complaint-driven organization. The
Right.
complaint comes to us however we receive it. We have to send an inspector to verify that that complaint is in fact accurate, because I hate to say it, Alderman, but a lot of the complaints that we get are incomplete or exaggerated. And so I have to send somebody to take a look, take our own images, and be able to verify what exactly the
No,
problem
I get it,
is.
and I'm trying to just cut the time down in my mind on the front end. I mean, because I think when we take a picture as older people or call in, and I don't know if this is policy or what, but does an inspector still have to go out even when we send it in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then my next question is, does an inspector still have to go out when a zone coordinator, a zone person sends in?
Yes, because a zone manager does not have the authority to write up a work order.
If I could interject. So,
Alderwoman, Alderman Carlson has the floor. Alderman Carlson got the floor.
Thank you, Chair.
Absolutely.
So I'm just trying in my mind to gather how the app is going to be beneficial. Where are we saving time? Because to me, it's all about saving time. When we send a picture into you or call a zone manager, that may sit for 2 or 3 days as we're finding out. I mean, it's already a long enough process to get a yard mowed that has 2 feet tall grass.
Correct. We have 5 housing inspectors, and all of the complaints that we're talking about here. Now, if it's something to do with a tree or pavement or whatnot, that would be someone else who would take a look at it. But in the case that we're talking about here, the grass, a housing inspector has to make that visit. We have 5 housing inspectors. In addition to all the grass calls that we're getting now, they also have to attend all the complaints about no hot water, the gutters are falling off, there's trash piling up in the back. So this is in addition to all those housing complaints, and we've got 5 of those individuals. So I can't guarantee that when a complaint comes in that Larry, go get it, and an inspector is dispatched. They have a schedule. They have things that they have planned for the day. That's not to say that we can't make adjustments and that we don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all that, and obviously I appreciate the job you do, but we know springtime, that's when most of these grass complaints. I mean, and I don't know if there's a shifting of duties, or it sounds like it's just a manpower issue. At the end of the day, it's just a manpower issue. Yeah, I mean, so they're checking grass, they're checking if a pool is on an easement or not, they're checking electrical, they're checking plumbing.
Well, those are the building inspectors,
Right,
the housing
okay, but the
inspectors.
housing, right, but they're still checking 3 or 4 different items out there,
Absolutely,
different
absolutely.
complaints.
Housing issues, correct.
Okay. Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Director.
No, thank you. Alderwoman Notrano. Oh, I apologize. I did. It was.
I'm okay with her going first, if that's okay with you.
No, I want to stay in order. Alderman Donlin.
Okay, Mr. Chair, thank you. Not to belabor the point, but Old Town Apartments, Valley Vaughan, obviously issues. I appreciate your listening to me complain, even the last few days, I should say, even today, about those very issues. And, I've been asked many times about, and was asked right before this meeting yet again, about the city, at least in those 2 situations specifically, making sure that anything that's within our right-of-way, in other words, near the street, that we could cut back as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. And I appreciate your efforts to ensure that happens, and to go through the proper process to get on the private property to make sure it's cut back. And it's a terrible thing. The unfortunate part is we can't just flip the switch. But again, not to belabor the point, but these neighbors they've endured something they shouldn't have to endure, and your efforts in getting it rectified even say it that way, to get it in better condition as soon as possible are appreciated.
We're going to have a team in Old Town actually tomorrow morning.
Thank you, Director.
And we'll be taking a look at it.
Alderwoman Notrano.
thank you, Chair. What I was going to say, and I'll ask you, Director Fuchs, if this is still the case. The last time I was on a ride-along with our zone manager, he had white door hangers with several basic complaints like grass and so forth, that he could make an X on whatever the issue was and go put that on someone's door. Do you know if we're still doing those?
If we're not, we should be. And the idea is that they can remind the homeowner or the renter, hey, your grass is pretty tall, you might want to take a look at it. Hey, you've got yard debris, you've got some sticks down here, you might want to take a look at that. That's a reminder. Then that individual zone manager will make a note and let the inspectors know, hey, I've worked, this part of Ward 6. We had, half a dozen tall grass notifications, and give them a heads up of what's going on. Yeah.
Great. So, to Alderman Carlson's question, if your zone manager has these tags and is available or so inclined, they could immediately let the resident know what the issue is.
Absolutely.
instead of waiting for an inspector to go out. Now, this isn't going to start the process of a violation or anything like that, but it will at least allow the resident to be notified and get proactive on whatever the issue is.
Give them the heads up. Unfortunately, we have a lot of property owners in the city of Springfield who are derelict in their duties. And it's unfortunate that the city of Springfield has to go to the extraordinary efforts that we do each and every day to get folks to take care of their own stuff.
Yeah, it is remarkable.
It amazes
We appreciate
me.
the work you do.
It amazes me every day.
Yeah.
No. And with that said, I have a lot of thoughts on it, but that was what you just said there about people taking care of their properties, especially those who can and should. I'm in 100% agreement with that. We see too much of that. So thank you. Any other questions for Director Fuchs? Anyone? All right, Fuchs. You out. Run.
Run as fast as you can, Dave.
All right, saying no more old business. Any new business? Any new business Alderwoman purchase? I ain't even looking.
Dang, you beat me before I clicked it. I just wanted to say thank you to our community. We had over 2,500 individuals sign up for the Fat Ass 5K, and the ladies wanted to ensure that we thank the city, the Springfield Police Department, everyone that played a part and participated. I missed you too this year, but it's okay. I'll see y'all next
sorry.
year. And
I like
we
to
will,
eat donuts, you know.
Yes, and just to highlight all the downtown businesses that participated in every stop, it just felt like a really big sense of community and family together. And we will be bringing back to you how much we raised and where it's going for the different organizations. So thank you so much to the city of Springfield.
Cool. All right, sounds good. Any other new business? New business? All right. Don't start, Ron. All right, lost my little cheat sheet here. All right, no new business. What else we got here next?
Citizens.
All right, citizens, I thought so. All right, citizens signed up to address. You want me to read them or you want to?
You can, go.
All right. Mr. Jamie Toole.
Apologize for these trees we killed to do these handouts.
All right,
Yeah, I can pass that.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
We can pass them around if you want. Yeah, we all got through grade school.
Yeah, I'm so used to handing it to Roy.
A lot of
Yeah.
paper printed.
All right, good evening. It's going to be hard to do 5 months of planning in 5 minutes, but I'm going to try my best. So my name is Jamie Toole. I'm with the Springfield Lucky Horseshoes. So excited. We haven't come before you guys to talk about the season before, but I wanted to this year because it's special. It's the centennial season of baseball at Robin Roberts Stadium. In fact, 1 year and 1 day ago, 12,000 people watched the first ever game. The Springfield Senators hosted the Terre Haute Tots. So it's awesome legacy, 100 years. So we have planned a whole lot. So with 4 minutes left, I'm going to get right into it. So we have our baseball on tap coming up at Ingrained. We're going to introduce a brand new craft beer. It'll be the fourth one. We're working with all the local craft breweries. This will be the first year we sell more local craft beer than the national brand. So I'm very proud of that. And trust me, this is going to be a really good one. So Kids Club, Pony Shoes, we have stuff for everybody. For the seniors, for the young kids. Our season ticket package, you can flip fast or you can, watch it later. Really excited. This Saturday we have Vince Coleman, former Cardinal, coming to Ace Sign Company for our dinner on the Diamond. This is an event that benefits Friends of Robin Roberts and our foundation to invest money into the ballpark for improvements and so forth. So very excited about, for you Cardinal fans. The Centennial Game, May 27th, 2 weeks from today. We have $1 tickets. We want our entire community to have access to the game. $1 tickets to celebrate 100 seasons of baseball on the grounds of Robin Roberts Stadium. Fireworks shows, very popular. We have 6 of those. You'll see in this packet lots of sponsorships and lots of nonprofits, some community connections. So we kind of pride ourselves on connecting with the community. Very excited about the fireworks shows this season. Brews and Baseball, another way to showcase our local craft beer. First responders, very excited for the new nominated chiefs. Celebrate our first responders on June 5th. Youth League Night. Dell's Popcorn on the west side is sponsored free game for all the youth players, both girls softball and Little League baseball. Very excited to get all those kids to the ballpark and show them this place has been around for 100 years and hopefully around for 100 more. Bobbleheads, those are very popular in our business. So we have 4 this year. Horace Shue, who's our mascot, a guy by the name of Abraham Lincoln. You probably have heard of him. Ken Leonard, also not quite as popular, but pretty close. And then our first ever draft pick, Sam Antonacci, a local kid who got drafted by the White Sox, and by the way is doing incredible with the White Sox, and should be up to the big leagues soon.
Rockford didn't make the cut?
No, we left him out, so. Lincoln bobblehead you see, baseball camps, softball camps. Really excited about June 24th, our Chatham Strong Night. As you guys know, everybody knows what happened there. When things like this happen, we feel an obligation to connect and reach out to do something. So we'll be raffling off jerseys that night, and all the ticket proceeds will go to the Chatham Strong Foundation or those organizations. We have $3 tickets, thanks to i3 Broadband. One of the things we've heard is folks think it's too expensive, so we've tried to get some ticket prices. We've reduced our concessions by 20%. We live in a world where things cost more. We're trying to match that and lower the cost of a night at the ballpark. Educators Appreciation Night. I love this night because the teachers like to have a great time, and hopefully not a lot of students come that night. So very excited about that. We had almost 1,500 educators last year. Super fun night. Military Appreciation Night, close to my heart. My grandfather served. It's the best night we do. Veterans get in free, veterans, their families. Very excited about that, coming up on July 2nd. Red, White, and Shoes, our 3rd and 4th fireworks, really fun event at the ballpark this year. The biggest event we have this year, we're bringing about 700 people to town for the All-Star Game. So All-Star Fest is July 7th and 8th at the Doubletree as headquarters. I think we'll book something like 150 rooms between the Doubletree, Northfield, Ramada, and the Crown Plaza. Very excited to showcase. This will be the first All-Star Game in 5 years. So Springfield was unanimously elected to host it. Really cool event for us. Ag Night. We're all into ag, and that's fun. I'm very thankful for the farmers. We have Thank Your Farmer Night, July 11th, thanks to the Illinois Beef Association. We have Movers for Moms, where you can actually put your baby photo. We will have Larry Rockford's photo on this jersey, which will be kind of fun. Our first annual softball game, the bobblehead that I talked about. Battle of the Sexes, we want girls out the ballpark. Our goal is to have a women's softball team eventually. All-you-can-eat night, Shoes Women Camp, to benefit our friends at Wouldn't It Be Lovely. We have several themed jerseys where you can actually buy a jersey to benefit Donate for Life and some of the other nonprofits in the community. Coach Leonard bobblehead, and I think that brings us to the end, and I'm over time.
I apologize, because if I let you go on, trust me, I'm gonna have to let somebody else. I gotta. Your time is up, but you're gonna have your time. You can believe that. I appreciate you.
We're gonna get our time. I appreciate you guys hearing us out. So hopefully see you at the ballpark.
Thank you. All right, next I have Mr. Ken Pesha.
Yeah, of course.
Y'all free.
Evening, everybody. I'll just kind of follow up on what I touched on last week. I'm sure you guys saw the Illinois Times article that came out. A lot of great information in there regarding the topics I've touched on for months. But I'm going to kind of touch on it a little bit more specifically. I think some of it is really important to highlight for people that may be watching City Council or even some of the members to consider for themselves. We have the highest black poverty rate in Illinois in our Springfield metro area. The highest in the entire state. We're a capital city. And, I mean, quite frankly, we take a lot of shameful number ones. 40.3%. The 4th highest black poverty rate among more than 240 other metro areas in the United States with 10,000 or more black residents. That's in comparison with places like Rockford, Bloomington, Peoria, Decatur. You know, the U.S. total is half of that, just as a note, 21.3%.
So when I seem upset, like I always do, and people, it's kind of cute, a little girl today said, there's the man that's always really loud. And she's not wrong. It's an accurate labeling. Kids are right. But I really hope that as loud as I am, you guys hear me. Because it's not something that I enjoy getting angry about. It's not something I enjoy having to have prolific amounts of data and information and academics that support all the things that I knew growing up intrinsically, living in that neighborhood. And it's just frustrating because a lot of times we talk about this stuff, but then we run into the things that we ran into with like the SSGA. They don't get to tell us how we spend our money. That's the city's money. And quite frankly, their kiss the ring approach, and they're signing up of literally everyone from the school district to YMCA to all the names I see on our city contracts, doesn't give a good look that they wouldn't just readily agree to give just a little bit of money and a little bit of time and a little bit of research to the east side of town. Because these numbers, again, aren't things that I'm pulling out of thin air. I mean, these are people way smarter than us, way more capable and way more informed about this that have done the hard work. And the answers are right in front of us. And it's the idea that it continues to keep getting worse. Because these numbers were done in 2017 and they're actually worse. Like, I think that's what's so frustrating is that we continue to see these kind of things happening. And that gets into other things like median household income. Because look at the job opportunities. Like when I made the note about the 3 chicken restaurants on your side of town and where they could have gone on the east side, there's a reason for that. I grew up over there. Do you know how hard it is to get a good job on my side of town? How about to get to a grocery store? I mean, when we talk about a lack of development by SSGA, it's because they're not actually pulling people over there. Because I see this development happening elsewhere. It's not that people don't want to come here or the businesses don't want to work with the city of Springfield. But there's absolutely a connotation about those kind of things. I will note for you that in the comments of that Illinois Times article, I spoke with an O'Shea employee. And the things he had to say, I'm not going to get into it because it's not my place to put people that are not public figures on blast. But let's just say the kind of racism that people readily bandy about when it comes to these topics is because our city's done very little to confront it in a broader sense. And it goes into a larger idea of how we tend to confront things. Just for example, the no-kill shelter. We should keep that in place, but why isn't the city partnering with the APL? Obviously, that's a county entity in some fashion, but how have we as a city, as not the biggest amount of people that need those programs, partnered directly and publicly with the APL to encourage our city's citizens to trap those cats? Put work into getting the APL out there. You can go to the APL right now and get traps. They will happily take those cats in, fix them, get them fixed, vaxxed, snipped, clipped, chipped, everything, and let you drop them right back off. And they won't drop 3 to 4 litters a year, which is why our feral cat population is out of control. But instead of partnering with groups like that and putting in the effective work, we just kind of wait for it to happen or somebody else to step in. And quite frankly, we are the people that should be stepping into that. We are the ones that should be confronting, the idea that like with our new police chief, it presents a lot of great new possibilities, as we've talked about with the community engagement, with working with the people in those neighborhoods. But we have to actually push that beyond just rhetoric, because I'll be quite frank, I looked up Bally Vaughn, and you had the exact same conversation with Murdoch at a city council meeting 2 months ago, 6 months ago, and a year ago. That asbestos abatement plan has not been publicly put out, and those owners have not moved forward. Kwame is getting judgments against groups that have failed to do the asbestos abatement statewide. So I don't know why we wouldn't put more public pressure on them to get that done. Because we know how long Valley Vaughn's been sitting vacant. It's going on well over a decade. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Laura Lumpskin.
Hi, I'm Lauren Lumsden. I know I'm a board member of Springfield Immigrant Advocacy Network, and I know many of you personally. Typically, I reach out, text, call, but I'm here tonight because Kathy Schwartz, who is the mother of Emma Schaefer, asked that I read a statement on her behalf. Hi, Mayor, alderpersons, and folks. This is Kathy Schwartz, Emma Schaefer's mom. I wanted to comment on last week's occurrence with Homeland Security's Kristi Noem and the use of Emma's death as a part of her political agenda. As many of you know from my social media post, the day was quite re-traumatizing for us, her family, friends, and many in our community. So traumatizing that I completely blacked out on the majority of the day while awake and appearing coherent. I couldn't take in what was going on. Emma lived her life loving fully, lifting up the disenfranchised, and working towards sustainable solutions for more equitable, flourishing communities. She left New York after college to return home to Springfield, where she devoted her time to sharing of ideas, the building of community, to reading, to poetry, and to contributing to the infrastructure of our city in innumerable ways. I am sick of the thought that Kristi Noem would do this. I keep thinking of how we had no idea the press conference would be held outside of Emma's apartment, using her death as a general framework for her agenda, because that's all this is to Kristi Noem, an agenda. The exploitation of our pain, our sorrow, and of our Emma serves the unlawful political games administration has been playing since January. On Wednesday, Noem tore two men from their families, leaving women and children behind to support themselves. My family worked with both of these families, delivering food to them and cultivating relationships. These are good, hardworking people, here to make a better life for themselves and not their families. These men were not criminals. They were here to contribute to the betterment of Springfield. To randomly tear families apart is not only heartless, but works in opposition to everything this community should stand for. I know many of our beliefs on immigration may differ, but I do know, in fact, I do believe in immigration reform, but this is not immigration reform. This is a flagrant violation of rights promised to those who live on this soil and in this land. We cannot allow the promise of due process to die. We cannot allow the infringement of immigrants' rights to occur, because when we do allow such infringements, who's to say where they will stop? I often watch these meetings at home and am disappointed by decisions being made without the thought or intention of making the city better as a whole. Too many in Springfield stay in their wards, in their comfortability, ignoring an acknowledgement of what could be done to create a better city, a more supportive city, an interconnected city. I implore you all to be reflective, to acknowledge your shortcomings and look for where we as a community can do better. Go downtown, pick up a book at the library, shop at the local stores, get involved in something outside of your neighborhood. Start seeking ways to eradicate the imbalances and inequity we see here every day. This is what Emma was all about. This was who she was. Notes, messages, and support are kind, but what really matters, what really counts, is action. So I am calling on all of you to work together despite differences to create the city Emma knew Springfield can be. And with the remainder of my time, I'm going to ask that if anybody would like to support the families that had kidnapped family members by ICE last week, they can donate to the Emma Schaefer Peace and Justice Fund at cfll.org or by phone at 217-789-4431. Also, Springfield Immigrant Advocacy Network we are in desperate need of additional support at the moment. There's a PayPal link on our Facebook page that the funds will go directly to the families affected by the ICE kidnappings that happened last week. Also, I hope to see a city council resolution regarding harmful political agendas brought forth here in Springfield.
Thank you. Alderwoman Notra?
Yes, I would like to, if I could, bring AC Beal forward to speak to this. So we had emailed over the weekend about this incident because I saw I believe it was a Chicago Sun-Times story about it, and was absolutely floored that this was yet another stunt in her, I don't know, propaganda tour. And I was heartened to hear that the Springfield Police Department did not have anything to do with that. Could you expand upon that?
Yeah, sure. So we had a quick conversation. We didn't have anything to do with that. In fact, when you emailed me and showed me the article, that was the first time that we had heard anything of any of those actions happening here in Springfield. To that, we can't get involved, and we won't get involved per the Illinois Trust Act, and per our policy, we will not be involved in any immigration enforcement.
Absolutely. And so I wanted to ask, if there, by chance, so we've seen very disturbing videos coming out of places like Massachusetts and New Jersey of people, migrants being apprehended by individuals who don't have like identification or badges or anything like that. And so I wanted to know, like, let's say Springfield residents see this happening, what can they do? Can they call you?
Yeah, sure. They could call us, but again, we're not going to get involved in federal agencies taking enforcement on whatever federal laws that they have. We can come out there and see if, they are federal agents or if it's some other crime that we might need to be dealing with.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Appreciate you. All right, Mrs. Brianna Eilers. I'm just making sure it's not right. Oh, you good.
Good afternoon, evening.
afternoon.
I'm hungry, so my brain is very cloudy because, food insecure person here. But, all right, so as for securing Ballyvons, I just want to put out there a reminder that we would not have to secure buildings if we had enough habitable, affordable, low barrier housing. So I just, want to come out here, preach my little affordable housing. We need low barrier housing. I am seeing that the Sarah Center, Fifth Street Renaissance, they're making steps forward for all of that. And that makes me super duper excited. And I do appreciate the fact that we are looking at Ballyvons and the fact that it's just sitting there because it's been just sitting there since I was a teenager. But I want the ash trees. Let's make it look like it's not a health hazard. That's what I hear. Maybe we should take care of the actual health hazard before we take care of, we need to prioritize, is what I'm saying. And asbestos, long-term exposure to asbestos is very hazardous to a human's health, whereas maybe a tree might fall on me. That sounds like anxiety to me. I don't know. A doctor would probably give me anxiety meds for that. I also want to say that folks would take care of their own stuff if they had the time to. But humans right now are working 2 jobs. They are raising children. They have no childcare, and they are not allowed rest time. Whenever you are working 2 jobs and you are raising your children and you do not have childcare, you are exhausted. You are exhausted. You get maybe a half day off. And you're expected to use that to, replace your roof and mow your grass? When are we supposed to spend time with our kids? We are supposed to be raising our children. We don't have time. We don't have time to work. We don't have time to take care of our houses. We're trying to raise our children, and you guys are telling us our children are bad. I'm having deja vu. I've already said this. Look at me, being all emotional. And then I just want to solidify with that we need to focus on the system. It is a broken system. Stop focusing on the humans that are not mowing their grass. Stop focusing on the humans that are trying to find shelter. Stop focusing on the humans that are trying to search out their basic need. What in the system is causing these humans to not have their basic needs met? That is where we start. We don't need to shame humans who are already failing. That just shames them even further into failing further. Guess what? That grass is going to get even taller because you've shamed them. And then I heard in the morning time, I forget, but the house behind my house is finally renovated. It looks like it's about to go on market. I'm finally excited. It's been sitting there for like a year and a half empty, so thank you for that. And then on the radio, I don't know what's his face's name. He's asking, what do they want? I want your corruption out of my politics. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Robert Frazier.
Good evening, Robert Frazier, Executive Director of CSA. Today's not my best day, guys, so I don't know what it is. Just maybe it's the pollen or whatever. But public health. John Wrigley is the director right now of Sangamon County Public Health. And just so happens that Springfield is the largest entity in Sangamon County. And for us not to have any representation on the board, which I visited yesterday, and they got plenty of room, I just don't get it. I really don't understand why. And I have a lot of respect for animals, but I have a lot more respect for people. And if we're not focusing on people, I know here we focus a lot on infrastructure and building and housing and all of those other things, but as far as I remember, we need people to utilize every one of those. And if we're not focusing on people's health and the well-being of people, then what are we doing? I know that what we do focuses directly on physical and mental health. We're making an impact. Today I'm not going to talk about numbers or anything like that, but the dialogue of being part of the system of which we're talking about from the community's perspective, how do we get involved? How do we understand what we need to do to support that? I can get up here and mention this. You guys talk about it on the board, on the horseshoe, but we're not part of the conversation, so we don't know what happens next. So how do we get some involvement, some real involvement about public health? Health and Human Services is, to me, number one. And why we're not supporting it from a city level, I understand this happened way back in 2006, but it's 2025 now, and obviously we hear all the statistics on how bad it's getting for people. So when are we going to do something to pay a little bit more attention and to do something about it? And I'm willing to do whatever I can. I'm here to, obviously we offer our services for the community. Some people like it, some people don't. I don't quite get that, but we're doing something, and something that has never been done before, but we're doing it now, and it's making an impact. How can I help? What else do I need to do? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Frazier. Is there any more, just double check with Mr. Clerk, any more speakers?
We had Tierra Sandage.
Oh, Mrs. Tierra Standish, that is correct. Is Tierra here? Okay.
That's it, Mr.
All right.
Second.
All right, y'all fast on that. Thank you.